Okay, so hello everybody. My name is Janel Glori and I am from the Philippines. And today I'll be reading a gist of my story. So this is Princess Malaya. So drenched in sweat while catching my breath, I gripped onto my sword tightly. As I come face to face with the enemy, who was ironically the same person who asked for my hand in marriage not so long ago. Clashing of swords and shedding of blood was evident in our surroundings. But in my perspective, it was only the two of us who existed at this very moment. Who knew that this pale faced, angelic looking Spaniard was capable of being so violent and hellbent? Memories of how all these events started to unfold. Sudden, su- oh, Memories started to unfold and flooded my mind, nostalgia hitting me hard like harsh ocean waves. I remember the morning my older brother and I were called to the throne room because father had urgent news to tell. Datu Kawayan, your children, Princess Malaya and Prince Takila are here. Our father's messenger announces as we approached him. You wanted to tell us something, father. I spoke up, curious but slightly anxious about what news he wanted to bring. Judging by the looks of my father's face, he looked pretty serious and concerned about it. He started speaking up as Dakila and I listened closely. The white-skinned invaders. They succeeded in invading Maynila. A lump on my throat started to form, feeling my heart swell in sadness and pain. Maynila was south from my kingdom, and we were good trading partners. My father continued, they are currently heading up north, and their next stop is us, Pangasinan. My heart started beating fast, and balling my fists tightly in rage. I care deeply about my people and my land. And as their future ruler, after my brother reigns, of course, I must do something about this crisis we are about to face. Just I was drowning in my sea of thoughts. The messenger came in again and said, Datu Kawayan, a million apologies for interrupting, but we have guests. He gave my father an anxious look, while my father himself nodded, keeping his head held up high. Who are these guests, father? Takila asked. Father remained his poise and replied, It's them. My brother gasped silently and furrowed his eyebrows, asking, Why entertain them now, if we could already finish them off? But father signaled him to stop talking by raising his hand up in front of Dakila's face. With ease, father responded, Let's hear what they have to say. Father paused and spoke to the messenger, saying, Bring them in. And so they did. Lo and behold, these certain guests were none other than the invaders themselves. Dressed in polished suits and leather shoes, they walked across the hall. I noticed that they brought a commoner from Manila with them too. He dressed like them as well. The only difference was he had a slight glint of sorrow in his eyes, almost as if he was guilty. Greetings, Datu Kawayan, the person from Maynila spoke while bowing his head. With me here is Duke Ricardo, a representative of the new rulers of Maynila. The Duke gave my father a rather warm smile with a hint of slyness in his eyes. Father raised his eyebrows and shook his head. What is your purpose of coming here? My father asked firmly. With a foreign language, the Duke whispered something into the Maynilan's ear. Is this your daughter? She must be the princess, I assume. I must say that she's very beautiful. Dakila eyed the Duke sternly, as he replied to our supposed fellow man, who was now on their side. All right, I think I've heard enough, father. I fully understand what their true intentions are. They desire our lands and our riches, and they wish to subjugate us as just like the island kingdom of Sugbu and now Maynila. We will now become lowly servants just like this Maynilan before you. I'd rather go to war and die. The Maynilan man raised his hands and said, Please wait and listen to the Duke's proposal. We don't plan on going to war with you at all. We actually plan on agreeing with a simpler plan. Pausing, his eyes landed on me and said, Duke Ricardo wishes to take the princess's hand in marriage. He pointed to the white man beside him in pride. And what makes you think my daughter will agree to your proposal? My father rose from his throne almost immediately, anger filling his eyes, but I approached him and calmed him down, making him sit back on his throne, avoiding the possibility of a fight. And do you think I would actually agree with that? How dare you have the courage to ask such a question? Father, please, it's all right. I spoke up. With a confident look, I responded, I agree to your proposal. It's all right, father. I agree to your proposal, but under one condition. The foreigner and the Manilan listened carefully. You will have to beat me in a hand-to-hand combat of arnis. Arnis was a martial art of the Philippines. and it worked with 2 sticks and consisted of a hand-to-hand combat. It took a while before the pale foreigner man gave his response, making sure he knew what he was about to face. Finally agreeing to my proposal, I gave them a smile, leaving both my father and brother speechless at what I just did. I looked at my father once again and told him, "We are the proud descendants of Queen Orduha, and you have taught me and my brother well in the arts of combat. Don't worry, my father." Thank you. I'm sorry for
Thank you.
stuttering.
It's all right. Yeah, that was a lovely story. Historical fiction, you should develop it further, make it
Thank you,
a
Miss.
novel or something, a novella. Yes, okay. Thank you, Janelle. Yes.